Hey guys, what's going on? We meet yet again. I think it's been about 3 to 4 weeks since I last posted a video. And I miss making videos, I really do. But the problem is I haven't really been vinyl digging. Life's just been too busy. And the one day I did go out vinyl digging, I really didn't find many records. I visited a couple of stores and really found a couple records in each store, and that was about it, really. Just one of those days where you're eager to dig, but there's really not much there. But, oh well, it's always nice to get out anyway. That's the whole point, I guess. Anyway, so I got a small stack of records here. You know, not a lot, but what I do have, I really do like to listen to. I've been spinning it for the last week and a half or so, wherever the date was. I actually got my ass out and did some digging. But right now I'm going to start with a record I got about 4 or 5 days ago. It's a brand new reissue from a 90s classic that was a very big favorite of mine. It's from Veruca Salt. The album's 8 Arms to Hold Ya. Oh, I've been waiting to score this on vinyl for so long. I wanted to get an original pressing of it. That was my dream, I guess you could say. But it was one of those records where, let's say I did find it in Amoeba or something like that, one of those stores. What if I found it and it was like $100? Would I still get it? It was like I hope I find it, but what if I do find it? Am I going to pay $100 for it? It was one of those kind of burning questions. I probably would have, knowing my dumbass, but but thank God it was reissued, and the reissue only cost $20, and the reissue sounds great. Yeah, this record really sounds great. I don't know if they remastered or what the deal is, but it sounds good. And here's the insert. I had this on CD so many times. It's cool to see these pictures on a big insert, so I can actually see them better than on a very tiny CD booklet. Just the lyrics back here, no big deal. I've wanted this in my collection for a long time. For the last 3 to 4 years probably. I've really been jonesing to score it, and now here it is at last. And man, I couldn't be happier. I couldn't be happier. Straight, Volcano Girls, Shutterbug. Awesome. Everything sounds great on here. Oh, this album kicks a lot of ass to me. When I first got it, I blasted the shit out of this album in the music room here. And the bass was just booming in here. It was making the walls shake. I just cranked the living hell out of this album and was just loving every minute. That's how the very first spin, just cranked it up really loud and just drowned myself in this awesome sounds from this album. I really do love this album that much. I'm going to see them live when they tour again. I've been trying to keep my eyes open. I know they're doing a show in LA. I think it happened already, or it's going to happen in a couple weeks. I forgot. Anyways, I can't go because it's too far from where I live, but hopefully they'll do more dates, maybe a San Francisco date or a Sacramento date, and I can go to that. And I can finally see them live. I've been seeing clips on YouTube of them live, and the shows look like a lot of fun. I want to go see them. I have the album they last put out, Ghost Notes. That was so good. That was so good. I have that on vinyl and on CD. I love this album. I have their first album also on vinyl. So yeah, I want to see them. I'm dying to see them. So hopefully they come around and I can check them out. But I'm so glad that this is now reissued. Ooh, had upside down. This is now reissued and it sounds so good. So if you're a fan of this album, run out and get it. It also came out recently on a limited edition gold vinyl. But that novelty is starting to wear off of me. When I first joined the VC, I was starting to collect colored vinyl records because they looked so cool. And I went to that phase. I think now I'm coming out of it. I really don't care if I score another colored vinyl record ever again, unless that's all that's available. I was more than happy to buy the black vinyl. I really didn't care if I had the fancy schmancy gold vinyl, which does look good with the album label. It looks great. But anyway, Veruca Salt, 8 Arms to Hold You. So good to have this. So good to have this. Okay, another female artist. This is a collaboration actually between Night Jewel and Damn Funk, and the album is called Night Funk. I'm not sure the year this came out. I've been a big Night Jewel fan since seeing her with Chris in Control almost a year and a half ago now in LA. I saw him in downtown LA. It was at the Resident. It was a fucking badass show. Great show. It was the first time myself seeing, you know, a concert in a little LA club, music club, and it was a great night. It was a great night. That was just a fabulous night. And I saw Night Jewel in concert last summer in San Francisco when she put out her new album, Real High. So ever since then, I've just been on a huge Night Jewel kick, and saw this in the record store. It's a collaboration, like I said, between her and an artist by the name of Damn Funk. And this is a good record. I really love this record. It's like old school R&B mixed with some synth pop. It sounds fucking awesome. Damn Funk, of course, did all the rhythm programming, drum machine programming, keyboard programming. Night Jewel provided the lyrics and the vocals, and you have an awesome album. Every song on side 1 is so cool. Side 2 is just instrumental versions of the songs that are in side 1. My favorite song on here, without a doubt, is Let Me Be Me, which is such a cool, funky synth pop track, and with Night Jewel's voices over it, her voice over it, oh, it just like butter. Sounds great. It has a great flow to it. Love this album. Took a chance on it. It wasn't a very expensive record. It's on this GZ record, which I forgot what it stood for. I forgot what GZ stood for, to tell you the truth. But really good album. Really glad I took a chance on it. I love all the songs on side 1. Like I said, side 2 is just the instrumental versions of the songs on side 1. But it's a good listen. It's a fun listen, and I'm glad I actually went with this. A glider zone is what GZ stands for. Glider zone. Glider Zone Records. Anyway, damn good stuff, and real glad I picked up Night Funk. You know, if you're a fan of R&B, like an old school funk R&B, mixing with some synth pop, you'll dig it. Cool shit. Cool shit. I even picked up one of Night Jewel's first albums that was reissued a few years ago on vinyl, which is called Good Evening by Night Jewel. I have this on CD. The CD I listened to a few times. I did like it. I just, for some reason, didn't spin it a lot. This is going to sound retarded, but I actually like it more on vinyl than I do CD, which probably doesn't come as a big shock to people who watch my videos. This is the insert, you know, some of the lyrics and artsy-fartsy photo in the back. I don't know why. I mean, I didn't really spin the CD much, but now that I've had this record, I must have spun this like 3 or 4 times already in its entirety, because I really do love her sound. It's a cool sound, and this is early recordings where she was still trying to, I guess, find her feet as a performer and songwriter. So you can kind of hear what was to come later with albums like Liquid Cool and Real High. This is just to show you that she was still trying to craft a sound together, and like I said, find her feet as a songwriter. But some good songs on here. I really love Suburbia. What Did He Say? I thought was a good. Universal Mind is a cool song. Artificial Intelligence is also really good. So I really did enjoy this album. I can't remember the year it actually was originally released in very limited form in 2008, and then of course it was re-released a couple years back on vinyl and on CD. I think it included one extra track, which is a song called Lover. So really cool stuff. Been a big Night Jewel fan since the last year and a half or so. And I keep finding her stuff out there. I keep grabbing and love what I hear. All right, the last 3 are just 80s records. So let's just pop through them. From ABC, Alphabet City. I took a chance on this. I'm an ABC fan. I love the song When Smokey Sings, which is the first track on here. So I thought I'd take a chance and just buy it. I ended up loving the whole thing. practically the whole damn album. I think the whole damn album is pretty good. And maybe a couple songs sound dated because it came out in the late 80s. But other than that, I think this is a good album. Side 1 I really love. I love all the songs on Side 1. I do remember the song The Night You Murdered Love. The name rang a bell until then when I first spun it back here in the music room. I'm like, oh, I remember that song now, and it sounded so good on this album. This album sounds great. It absolutely sounds great, and like all the songs on Side 1 I think are really good. When Smokey Sings, Night You Murdered Love, Archangel, Think Again, Race, and then Regret. All good songs, I think. All good songs. Side 2 is good too, but Side 1 really hooked me in a big way. Absolutely love this album. I think this would be the last ABC album, and these two guys would split up, and there would be no more ABC until the early 2000s when VH1 stepped in with their TV show Bands Reunited, and they brought back the singer Martin Fry and the original ABC drummer and a bunch of studio sit-in musicians, and there was somewhat of an ABC reunion. And then I think Martin Fry's been touring with his own brand of ABC, a bunch of hired guns, and still hits the road and now and then. I should see a show from that because I love a lot of their music, so I would probably get a big kick out of seeing him live. But this was a good album, really good album. Smokey Sings. When Smokey Sings is still my favorite song on the record. And it opens with it, and I just dig it to death. Really cool album. All right, I had gotten the single from this album, and now I finally found the whole album, which is what I was originally after anyway, but all I could find was singles and remixes. But the Information Society, their first album, Software, Hardware, was how they label Side 1, Side 2. Information Society, this is a gold stamp promo, if that still means anything these days. There we go, gold stamp promo. I still remember when this album came out, I really did love the song What's on Your Mind, but I also like Repetition. They used to play that a lot on the radio around here, and I would request it, and I forgot how much I liked the song Repetition. It's kind of it's about as close as this band comes to a ballad, and it does have a ballad sound to it. Here's the original insert. It sounds really good. I've never owned the album before, even though I was a big fan of the band when they broke out in the late 80s. I never owned the album because they played it so much on the radio. That song, What's on Your Mind, Repetition, also the song Walking Away, which is another song I'm a big fan of. I love the song Walking Away. Sounds great on here. So I never owned the album because those songs were getting a lot of airplay on radio, so I really didn't feel like I needed it. And what a big regret that was, because when I brought this home and spun it, I pretty much liked the whole album. I had fun. It does sound dated. It does sound like late 80s kind of, not synth pop, but kind of dance music, disco dance synth pop type music. So it does sound a little dated, but since I was a young person listening to music at the time, it's going to hold a nice spot with me, and I just love spinning this. I really did end up liking the whole album a lot more than I thought I would, and that's a good thing. So you discover something that you probably didn't give the time of day to back in the day when it was popular, but I love the radio songs, and now I have the whole record, and it sounds great. So Information Society, very good album. They're also another one that was featured on that show, VH1 Bands Reunited. I was surprised to hear why they broke up. It was the female band member had developed a real bad heroin addiction at the height of the band's fame. It ended up breaking the band up. And I was amazed that they shared that on the show. So, really cool stories behind this band. And it's a good album too, so I'm glad I scored it. Alright, the last one is kind of a special album for me because I know the lead singer in this band. It is from the band Broken Toys. I don't think there's a name on this album. It just says Broken Toys. The Cut of Memory. The Cut of Memory, debut album from the Broken Toys. This was like an indie slash new wave band in the mid to late 80s. I really do remember the year this came out. The reason I bought this album is the lead singer lives here in the town I live in, Stockton, California. And I know him, and he knows me. And he, a few years back, he reunited the original members of this band, and they did a special one-night concert in a theater here in town, which is called the Empire Theater. And I think he even filmed a live DVD for it during that show. And it was a big deal around here. The lead singer's name is Kelly Foley. And it's funny, where I met Kelly, I first met Kelly at a thrift store, because the thrift store was having a $1 record sale on their used records. They had tons of boxes of used records, and they were selling for $1.50 for some of them. And that's where I met him. We were both digging into these boxes of used records, and he was surprised to see how many Genesis and prog albums I was finding, because he's also a big prog fan himself, even though this is new wave kind of indie record. He's also a prog fan as well. And you know, every now and then he'll comment on my Facebook when I post pictures of my shows. He's even been to a couple of my shows and said some nice things to me. Even invited me to one of his concerts that he had here locally in town, but unfortunately I didn't go because it was during the night of a big rainstorm and the rain kept me indoors. I wish I had gone, but he gave me a nice friendly invitation to come see it. So now I gotta track him down so he can autograph this for me. I sent a picture of this on his Facebook, telling him, look what I found in a used record shop, and he sort of gave me a thumbs up on it. Really cool sound. It's hard to say who they sound like. Maybe the Cult a little bit, mixed in with Susie and the Banshees kind of sound. It is definitely a unique sound, and it does remind you of 80s new wave and indie music all kind of meshed together. Really interesting sound. Broken Toys, real enjoyable record. I only spun it once, but I really liked what I heard, and yeah, I gotta track him down and have him autograph it for me. Really cool stuff. Anyway, that's it. That's gonna do it. Like I said, small stack of records, but I still probably babbled for half an hour. I want to thank all the people who've been sending me comments on my last few videos. It's really nice to do the interaction. This is like my favorite part of making videos, is talking to everybody in the comments section. And you guys have been saying some really nice things and good compliments on the records and your thoughts on the records. It's been a nice exchange of conversation. I really enjoy it, so let's keep that going. So write me something in the comments or just say hello. That's all good. Anyway, hope everyone's doing good. It was nice to revisit with you guys again. Hopefully next time I'll have more records and I won't be gone so long. So anyway, take care. See you at the next video.